In the last video of this alpaca combo ply series, Fluff to Sweater adventure, I promised you I will show you my first skein, which will make up my sweater, and here it is. I came to my terrace to show it to you in the sunlight or the daylight, but it's very loud from the street and it's very windy. I hope this won't affect the audio. Anyway, let's look at this and then we can, or me, I mean you're not here to help me, but you can still comment, make a color concept for the next two skeins. It has a tiny little halo and it's really soft. I can't believe there is a rougher wool in here, which is called eider. And I'm really surprised how grayish this ply, the 3-ply got, since there is so much brown in here. But the brown kind of complements that gray tone, which mainly comes actually from the mixture, I think, of the monkey tail, which was kind of a lavender. Like this single here is the monkey tail, which was kind of lavenderish, and then was the nutcracker single, which was kind of beige with the reddish tussah silk streaks, and then the just pure alpaca. And all together it's kind of a beige-brown-gray. I love this. It's one of my favorite spins I've done, I think. It reminds me of a driftwood, and I hoped to show you the shiny silk streaks in here, but now the sun is gone and can't really see it as well. Before we design the next skein for the sweater, color-wise, I want to talk real quick about the fiber content of the skein. This yarn is about 150 grams, as you know, and it turns out to be 256.5 meters. So I guess it's DK. Doesn't, after washing it, doesn't really smell like sheep anymore. So one single of this yarn is just alpaca fiber, which, by the way, I have spun now for the next two skeins also. It's each 50 grams. I love these browns, look at it. And then one skein is the Day 14 Nutcracker fiber from World of Wool 2024 Advent Calendar. I do love this fiber blend. I just have to show it again because it's so pretty. Look at the tussah silk in here. 50% eider, 25% cashgora, 25% bleached tussah silk. Fiber I use for the third single is called Monkey Tail. It's Day 18 from the World of Wool Advent Calendar 2025. This is the leftover. It's a really beautiful fiber blend too. 50% superwash merino. Yeah, it's superwash. It was nice anyway, okay? 37.5 baby alpaca. And 12.5% cashgora again. So there's a lot of cashgora in this particular skein of mine. And guess what? I actually went to Lumo AI. I do hate AI, but for purposes like that, it's kind of fun. Sometimes I go and look up fiber blends, and then either I act accordingly or I ignore it. But anyway, I told Lumo that this is the mix of my skein, and if that makes a nice sweater blend, all the singles in the skein together, it exists of 45.8% alpaca, 16.7% eider wool, 16.7% superwash merino, 12.5% cashgora, and 8.3% tussah silk. Let's start with the summary first. What I have been told about this combo ply. This is a luxurious, thoughtfully composed handspun with gorgeous fiber diversity. The maker clearly had texture and softness in mind. Actually, all I had in mind was color, but I guess it was dumb luck. Whether it becomes a sweater depends largely on the tolerance for some character. The kind of garment that settles and shifts throughout the day, that needs gentle care but rewards you with incredible warmth, drape, and the tactile quality that commercial yarns rarely achieve. There you go, make your own yarn and you'll be a hero. Yeah, that was the summary. I mean, Lumo could be wrong, but even if Lumo is wrong, I love it. Don't you love it? Look at it. I mean, maybe brown gray is not your color, but it definitely is mine. And this looks so beautiful, woody, and kind of, and it's so soft. There is nothing scratchy on this. So there's some other notes, just in case you want to make something similar. What works in its favor. I just give you the really important stuff here. Overall softness level is very high, comfortable against bare skin. Cashgora contributes luster, softness, and warmth. Silk adds tensile strength, helping prevent thinning and wear at stress points like elbow and cuffs. I won't have elbow and cuffs because I only like short sleeve sweaters. I never wear long sleeve sweater. This is as long as it possibly could get, and for me this is not a sweater. This is more like a cotton thing that I'm not cold when it's a little colder in the summer. But sweaters in the winter, I only want short, and then I add arm warmers that I can take off and, you know, adjust to temperatures. Superwash merino and eider wool contribute crimp and bounce, the memory that helps a garment spring back into shape. And then they say 3-ply is cool, whatever, a lot of people do sweaters with 2-ply. I feel more comfortable with 3-ply just because I don't want a sweater to break right away when I spend so much time spinning and knitting it. But if you have done a lot of 2-ply sweaters, let me know. I think Min Walden does her sweaters always 2-ply, and she rarely complains about something breaking, so it might work. I don't know. Then the main concern, like I said before, is elasticity and sag. This is like roughly 46% alpaca, which means it won't have tons of memory, so it will be more a drapey sweater. Let's see what happens with the next Skeins, but I think I want a fitted short sleeve sweater. That's what I wear. That's basically the only thing I wear during winter are fitted short sleeve sweaters. It will work out. But let's not jump ahead of ourselves. I'm far from knitting this. We cross that bridge when you get there. First, one of my favorite things. Now the sun is back. I have to show you the shiny silk. But anyway, let's talk about the color. Can you see those shiny parts? Like right here. And since I spun this nutcracker fiber in a way that I first stripped the blend into silk parts and parts that were just the eider and cashgora, I have those singles that are really just almost just silk. Like here is one, and those tiny little strips, they glitter in the sun now. It's so pretty. It's very subtle, so it's not distracting, but it gives that elegance. I want to make one shade darker and one shade lighter. So I have 3 different skeins. And I think this overall, yeah, you can see it here. This is the lighter single, so I will use this for the lighter shade. But let's just start with the darker shade for the next skein and the next video. And the lighter shade will come later in this series. let's just start with one single that I add to this. Day 5, Gobble Gobble from World of Wool Event Calendar 2025. Look at that brown, that shiny orange brown. And the black, and there's some gray streaks in here. This is so pretty. Look at it. This is almost something I have to spin over the fold again. I really have to admit that would be sad not to spin over the fold. Let's leave it at that. I might show you the next single in the next video. And the fiber content of this single I will reveal once this next skein is finished. But in the meantime, you can guess what this is. Have a good look. What is in here? Now, if you have that event calendar, don't spoil it for everybody. Don't go to your booklet and look. Oh, look at this. I think this is even a little bluish. This is so pretty. It actually deserves to be just its own skein. It's so pretty. On a side note, you see all this goldenrod on my terrace. I should really rip that out because it's an invasive species. And I didn't rip it out because I thought I'm gonna dye with it, and now I never had time. Maybe it's not too late to use it as a dye. Do you have experience with goldenrod? Let me know. However, thank you so much for watching and for being part of this journey with me. And I see you back tomorrow for the next step. Subscribe to not miss it. And bye.